Hi guys! Welcome to our daily physics video. For today's video, we will be learning about uniformly accelerated motion in physics and how to solve problems involving this topic.
What is uniformly accelerated motion? UAM is the motion of an object where the acceleration is constant. If an object is under constant acceleration and moves on the x-axis plane, it is known as a uniform accelerated motion on the horizontal plane or dimension. If an object is accelerating due to the gravity moving on the y-axis plane, it is known as a free fall. Solving uniformly accelerated motion. Equation number 1, BF equals VI plus AT and the missing variable displacement D. Equation number 2, D equals times BF plus VI over 2 times T. The missing variable acceleration is A. Equation number 3, BF squared equals VI squared plus 2AD. The missing variable is the time t, and the equation number 4, d equals vi plus t 1/2 at squared. The missing variable is final velocity vf. And now the a equals acceleration meters per second squared, t time per seconds, bf final velocity meters per seconds, vi initial velocity meters per seconds, and d equals displacement per meters. Problem number 1. Starting from rest, a car accelerates at 3.0 meters per second squared for a time of 8 seconds. Calculate the final velocity of the car and the distance it travels during this time.
So we will solve for the final velocity of the car and the distance it travels during this time. So first we need to write the given. We have initial velocity, or VI, is equals to 0 meter per second, and acceleration, or A, is equals to 3.0 meter per second squared, and for the time is 8 seconds. So we need to, or we will find the distance and the final velocity. So after we identify the given, we can now solve for the final velocity. So the formula of the final velocity is equals to initial velocity, or VI, plus acceleration times time, or AT. So we need to substitute the numbers. So VI, or initial velocity, is equals to 0 meter per second plus the acceleration, or 3.0 meter per second squared, and the time is 8 seconds. So in this equation, we will cancel out the 0 because it has no value. So we were going to solve for the acceleration and time. So 3 meter per second times 8 seconds is equivalent to 24 meter per second. You are wondering why the unit is meter per second, because we use the cancellation of the unit, which is m over second squared times s over 1. So we need to cancel out these, the 2, and the remaining unit will be our unit for this equation, so which is meter per second. Therefore, our final velocity is 24 meter per second. So after we solve for the final velocity, we will solve for the distance, or the displacement. For the formula of displacement, we have displacement is equals to initial velocity times time plus 1/2 times acceleration times time squared. So we will substitute the numbers. So for the initial velocity, we have 0 meter per second. The time is 8 seconds plus 1/2 times acceleration, which is 3 meter per second squared, times time 8 seconds to the power of 2. So we will first solve for the 0 meter per second times 8 seconds. So, which is 0 meter. So, it is 0 meter because we cancel out the unit, which is meter per seconds times seconds over 1, which is, we need to cancel out this. So, the remaining unit is n. So, that's why. Plus, we need to copy 1/2 times 3 meter per second squared. And we need to raise the 8 to the power of 2, which is 64 seconds squared. In this step, we will cancel out the 0 because it has no value anymore. So we will copy up the 1/2 and the 3 meter per second squared and the 64 seconds squared. So we will copy the 1/2 and we will solve for the 3.0 meter per second squared times 64 seconds squared, which is 192 meters. So it is meter because we use the cancellation of the unit with each m over second squared times second squared over 1. So we will cancel out the s squared and the remaining unit will be our unit for this. So the next step, or the last step, we will solve for the 1/2 times 192 meter, which is 96 meter. So therefore, our distance is 96 meter.
Problem number 2. A ball is thrown upward at an initial velocity of 60.0 meters per second. Compute for the following: A. The time to reach the maximum height of time. B. The maximum height of displacement.
Solve for the time for the ball to reach its maximum height. This is this one. We must first identify its given, which are our initial velocity. We have 60.0 meters per second, and then our gravity is equal to 9.8 meters per second squared. Now, after we've identified the given, we can now proceed to solve out for our time. Now, the formula to solve for our time is T, which stands for time, equals to the initial velocity over gravity. Then substitute the given values, which are 60.0 meters per second over 9.8 meters per second squared. 60 over 9.8, or 60 divided by 9.8, is 6.12. Now for our unit, we use the cancellation of units, which is meter over second, then second squared over meter. Cancel this one, cancel this meter, cancel this, cancel, and then the remaining unit will be our unit for time. But therefore, the time for our ball to reach its maximum height is 6.12 seconds. Going back to our given values, we can now proceed to solve for our maximum height, which is equal to initial velocity squared over 2 gravity. Then substitute the given values, which is 60 meters per second square, and 2 times 9.8 meters per second square. Then simplify. 60 raised to the power of 2 is 3,600 meters squared per second squared. And then 2 times 9.8 is equal to 19.6 meters per second squared. And then 3,600 divided by 90.6 is equal to 183.67. And then for its unit, we use the cancellation methods of unit, which is meter squared over second squared times second squared over meter. And then cancel. The remaining, there's a remaining 1 here, 1 here. And then this one cancel. So the remaining unit here will be the unit we use here. Therefore, the maximum height of the ball is 183.67 meters.
So I hope this explanation helped you understand how to calculate these values in physics. If you have any questions, comment it down below.